Hi everyone, it's Gary Nicholson here for the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your Planning Outlook video updated on Friday the 2nd of March. Now, it's been quite a week weather-wise, with some intensely cold air having been across the country, and the overall message is staying cold, although somewhat less severe as we go through into next week. Some further snow is likely, a complex picture with low pressure on the scene, and for a few days yet, easterly winds will dominate across Scotland. That snowpack then that's in existence with some major drifts is not going to go anywhere too quickly, so plenty of time to enjoy those wintry conditions. Let's have a look at the weekend's charts then, and we won't go too far ahead on these synoptics because confidence is so low into next week. Basically, for Saturday, an easterly wind is still around. It's not as strong as previous days, but still 30-40 miles per hour for a time in the morning, tending to ease down as time goes on through Saturday, but still giving severe wind chill where you're exposed. Your temperatures on the Scottish Munro still around -5 or -6, and colder than that higher up. We've got bits of fronts trying to extend their way northwards, rather a weak feature, but could give some more organised snow to the Pennines and the lakes and maybe into the borders through Saturday, but amounts generally small, and flurries still coming in almost constantly off the North Sea into the eastern Scottish Highlands and the far north too. The far west of the Highlands, though, the western coast around Skye, Torridon, west of Loch Linnhe, doing the very best of all for staying dry and bright. A fair amount of cloud cover in many areas though, and that cloud I think low and pretty extensive across Wales, the Pennines, lakes and eastern borders, eastern Scottish Highlands through into Sunday again, with a tangle of a front trying to push northwards, which may just give some more organised snowfalls to the hills and mountains once again, a little bit sleety maybe at lower levels, particularly into northern England. And across Wales, the showers that come into the southwest may be more rain with sleet or snow only just on the higher ground as temperatures just lift from the southwest. Winds then are still easterlies across Scotland and could locally gust up to gale force in some exposed spots, lighter winds for England and Wales. And Monday's chart sees a broad area of low pressure across the country. We've got a couple of different centres forming, one more away towards Biscay. It could be a front or a trough just moving into Wales, giving some areas of showers. Again, could be mostly of rain, but some snow on the higher tops. Scotland remains in that easterly. It looks as though the strongest winds are focused to the far north, where it could be up to gale force, and snow is still piling in to the eastern side of the Highlands on those easterly winds. I think on the whole a rather murky picture is left within the just general area of low pressure, but could be light winds across a good part of England, Wales and the south of Scotland. Now, I won't delve too much deeper into those charts for the moment. Let's have a look at temperatures. This is through the weekend. These are the 850 millibar level temperatures. And at this stage, that's around 4,500 feet, perhaps a little bit lower even. The numbers on the white background represent the height in decameters. Add a 0 and you've got it in meters, essentially above sea level. So the 132 is about the height of Ben Nevis then at 1,320 meters. And at that height, temperatures are showing as around -9 through Saturday daytime, and lower down then across the Lake District fells, you'll be looking at around -5 on the higher tops. Less cold air though is in existence across Wales, temperatures just coming up through this weekend. Let's just run on through into Sunday. It stays at -7s, -8s on those highest Scottish tops through Sunday. Temperatures across Wales and the Peak District may well lift above freezing, even towards some higher tops. But the snow cover that's in existence across the Pennines and the lakes is still very much in place with some major drifts. Running on into the start of next week, and the less cold air is across central and southern Britain, and that much colder air still stays in place across the Highlands, so no great changes in temperatures, -5, -6, -7 on the highest tops. Your freezing level may just come up to around 400 or 500 metres perhaps during the day, but refreezing again into the glens overnight. And going on over a few days, there's not a great deal changing. Difficulty with the absolute details, I think, particularly for England and Wales into midweek. Temperatures, though, on the whole, near or just above freezing, up to around, say, 600 metres. Above that, it may stay just below freezing point, I would have thought. Towards the later stages of the week, and not a great deal changed on this chart, running on over a good couple of days, and it stays cold extensively across Scotland, less cold England and Wales, but still overall on the chilly side. Just to step back and look at the big picture then as we go through next week, and this chart shows you the surface pressure on the white isobars. The colours represent temperatures in middle layers in the atmosphere, and extensively that chilly air mass is around. Low pressure is a broad feature with several different centres to it, and the difficulty with just which one of those holds sway through midweek, but it's that idea of being fairly unsettled with areas of showers Rain, sleet and snow at differing levels moving around slowly, but broadly easterly winds for a good few days across Scotland. Some very cold air is still not too far away towards the north of the British Isles, and it wouldn't take much to pull that back southwards into the mix as we go further down the line. Essentially low pressure nearby, quite what the shape of the isobars looks like or the exact weather pattern is hard to say later in the week. But as we close out the week, that very cold air, the darker blues on this map, not too far from northern Scotland, and trying, if anything, to drag in more of a northerly flow on this particular computer model. All the models, to some extent, are different because of the complexity going on in the short term. It has low pressure, essentially towards the south of Britain, and that colder air mass still trying to be dragged down from the north. High pressure is focused more toward the west over the Atlantic, which is still acting as something of a block for any incoming weather systems and anything milder that might try and come in from the Atlantic. At this stage, that blockage is just stopping that happening. Which leads us on to this chart, and that's the average for the 7 days through until the 15th of March. Essentially low pressure looks as though it's centred somewhere around and to the south and southwest of Britain. High pressure is around northern Canada towards the south of Greenland and over the North Atlantic, which just draws in that chance for the colder north or northeasterlies to still be in place. The jet stream is still displaced further away towards the south. Some indications then try and pull lower pressure somewhat more into Scandinavia, which may allow pressure to build a little bit to the southwest of Britain, but could still end up with keeping us in chillier times. There might be a gradual shift back towards west or northwesterlies if that does happen, but that pattern into mid-March is, as you might expect, rather uncertain. Overall then, it's still a cold theme as we go forwards into early to mid-March, and I think there's still the scope for some further significant snowfalls getting into the mix and colder air to be drawn back more widely across the country at some point. So no great changes in terms of seeing spring-like warmth getting into the mix for the time being. We'll see how things develop then and update you in the full planning video next on Tuesday. Keep right up to date every single day for all your local regions in the written content put out on our website. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.